ஹாய் கைஸ், how you people doing? என்னோட ப்ரீவியஸ் வீடியோவில் நான் சொல்லியிருந்தேன் என்னோட இங்கிலீஷ் ஜேர்னி. அதில் சொல்லியிருந்தேன் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா, என்னை ஒரு கம்பெனி வந்து ரிஜெக்ட் பண்ணிட்டாங்க. நான் இன்டர்வியூ அட்டன் பண்ணி 10 நாள் வேலை செஞ்சு அதுக்கப்புறம் என்னை வந்து ஃபயர் பண்ணிட்டாங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்லியிருந்தேன். அது ஆக்சுவலாக அதை பார்த்துட்டு என்னோட ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ் ஒரு சில பேர் வந்து என்னோட சப்ஸ்கிரைபர்ஸ் அவங்க பார்த்துட்டு ரொம்ப ஃபீல் பண்ணாங்க. ஏன்னா அவங்களுக்கு ஆல்ரெடி தெரியும், அவங்க கூட தான் நான் இப்போ இருந்தேன் அதை என்னை ரிஜெக்ட் பண்ணும்போது. அப்போ நான் அவங்கள்ட்ட சொல்லியிருந்தேன், அவங்க அதை பெருசாக எடுத்துக்கிறப்போ. பட் ஆனால் இப்போ அதை பார்த்துட்டு, ராம் சாரி, நீ வந்து அந்த அளவுக்கு எனக்கு ஃபீல் பண்ணியிருப்பேன்னு எனக்கு தெரியல. இது மாதிரி இது மனசில் வச்சுக்காத, நான் இப்போ ஏதோ சும்மா விளையாட்டாக நினச்சிட்டேன் அப்படின்னு ரொம்ப ஃபீல் பண்ணி சொன்னாங்க. அதுக்கப்புறம் என் ஒரு ஃப்ரெண்டு சொன்னால், நீ அந்த இன்சிடென்ட்டே இன்னொரு வீடியோவாக போடு, அப்போ தான் வந்து என்ன நடந்ததுன்னு தெரியும், அந்த கம்பெனி பேரை சொல்லியே போடு அப்படின்னு சொல்லி என் ஃப்ரெண்டு சொல்லியிருந்தான். என்ன இன்சிடென்ட்னு சொல்லு அப்படின்றான். ஆக்சுவலாக ஸோ வீல் ஸ்டார்ட் தட். ஆக்சுவலாக ஐ டோன்ட் வாண்ட் டு மென்ஷன் த கம்பெனிஸ் நேம் பிகாஸ் half of the problem is from my side. Okay, we don't want to damage someone's reputation, so let's not involve the company's name, but I'll tell you what exactly happened. So I was in Chennai with my friends and I was attending interviews. So I came to know about this interview. There is a walking interview going in this company. So I went there and I gave my resume to the front desk people. They told me to, sir, today we have lots of people to attend the interview. So we will keep your resume, but we will schedule the interview only for tomorrow. So why don't you come tomorrow morning? Then I said, okay, no problem. I will come and attend it tomorrow morning. But what I did was I didn't leave that place. I stayed there. I had an idea in my mind. Okay, we'll talk to those people who have already attended the interview. So we will get a clarity of what kind of questions are being asked. So I spoke to a lot of people. I made a list of around 20 questions with me. All are related to communication. Okay, because I'm very good in technical. I'm not good in communication. So all these questions are related to communication. The questions are like, tell me about yourself. Tell me about your hometown. How is the weather in Chennai? Tell me about a recent movie that you watched. Some kind of question. These are basic questions. Around 20 questions, I made up a list and I went home and I prepared fully. I wrote down the answers and I memorized all the answers. So the next day, I went to attend the interview and I cleared the interview. And the actual problem started from there. So, what happened after I cleared the interview, after I joined the work, on the first day itself, I realized most of my team members, like my manager, my team leads, they are all from other states. They are not Tamil people. So it's like a mandatory thing to speak in English. In the first day, what happened? They asked us to introduce ourselves. We have a new team, right? They are newly hired people. So the team lead came to us and asked us to introduce ourselves. Everybody should stand up and tell about themselves, like their name, the place they are coming from, their father's occupation, the college that they have studied, lots of stuff. You have to tell something about yourself. And everybody was doing that. And when it came to my turn, you know what I did? I stood up, I just said my name. I said, instead of saying I'm coming from this place, I said I go from this place because the situation was very panicking for me. That's the first time I'm standing in front of people and talking, and it was like a mostly embarrassing moment for me because I was not very fluent. Not even it's not about fluent. I was not even able to speak in English. So I just said the two things and I sat down and I turned towards the other guy, and he started explaining about himself. It was like an embarrassing situation for me. Then and there, I know, okay, I don't know how I'm going to manage here. Definitely. And what happened during Teams meeting? We will have team meeting almost every day. It will be like 1 hour. In Teams meeting, what they will do is, these new joiners, they will ask questions. If they have any doubts, they will ask questions, and the team's managers and team leaders, they will be clarifying everything. So it happens all the time. In during those team meetings, I won't even open my mouth. My manager points out to me and asks me, Ram, do you have any doubts? Do you have any questions? I tell them, no, sir. No, sir. That's all. That's the only thing that I say in team meetings. So this continued for 10 days. On the 10th day, I'm entering into the office. I ask the security guy to open the door, give me the access to the floor. Usually what happens in IT companies, they won't give you ID card in the first 1 month or 2 months. It will take at least 1 or 2 months to give you ID cards because in the first 1 month, they will check, how you behave, whether you are eligible for this team, eligible for this work, and they will do background verification. Are you capable of doing this work? They will check your progress, everything they will do. So during this time, they will filter most of the candidates. They will fire most of the candidates during this initial time. So that's the reason they will give ID card only after 1 or 2 months completed. I did the same thing. I entered into the office. I asked the security guy to open the door, and he asked my name, and I told him, "Yeah, my name is Ram." And he said, "Sir, you wait here. You please be waited here. The HR wants to meet you." And I was like, "Oh, that's so weird. Okay, shall I go inside and keep my bag there and come here, or how this is going to work?" He told me, no, you're not allowed to go inside. Just sit here. I waited for 1 hour and then the HR came. The HR told me, you know what she said? She said, Ram, your communication skill is not good. And I know you're a very good person, but you're not capable of doing this work. You're not eligible. You're not qualified for this work. I'm really sorry for that. We are not considering your application at this time. You may leave now. This is the exact words she said. It hardly took 30 seconds, and that too right in front of all the people. In the entrance of the building itself, the security guys are seated, they are watching at me, and a lot of other colleagues are watching at me. Some of my team members, they were standing behind me and they were watching at me. It was like a mostly, how do you say? It was like a humiliating situation, when you get humiliated publicly, how will you feel? It was like that. She could have asked me to her office or her cabin and told me the same thing, but she didn't do. She just directly came to the entrance of the office. She told me not to go inside, and that's all. Just 30 seconds, she left. I didn't say anything because I didn't have anything to say. I was like completely shocked and blank. You already know how my communication and my confidence level was, and now this girl is treating me like this, and I was like, okay, let's get the fuck out of here. I was like in that situation. So I came out of the office. So that's what happened. I told my friends about this. I am a kind of person, even if I had some sadness with me, I don't tell it to other people. I don't show it on my face. Even if I have lots of things going inside my heart, when I see my friends, I smile at them. I crack jokes. And they will think I'm always a jolly type of guy, funny guy. So when I told my friends, I told it in a sarcastic way and they didn't take it seriously. They made fun of me like, dude, you got rejected in the first 10 days itself. Wow, that's great. Let's celebrate. Let's have drinks. So they said all these things. But after watching the yesterday's video, some of my friends called me and they told me, sorry, Machan, we never thought you would be this serious. It has this much impact on you. Really sorry about that day, what happened. So that's what I'm telling you, my friends. English is very important, especially in software industries. And even normal in day to day life, English is very important because if you speak real good English, the way people treat you will be completely different. They will give you more respect. I really don't know why that happened, and I don't want to dig deep into it. But this is what happening right now. This is the reality. In a group of people, if you're able to speak good English, they will give you more respect. I don't know. This is how it works. So that's the reason I'm telling you, English is very important. You don't have to be an excellent English speaker. You don't have to be an expert. Just speak normal English. Let me tell you one thing. Do you know why MNC companies speak English? The corporates and the software companies. Do you know why they speak only in English? It's because they are multinationals. They have their branches all over the world. Okay, they have their branches all the regions of the world. So let me tell you, in my company, the company that I'm currently working, it has its branch in France and in India. When a French guy calls me, I have a friend in French. His name is Frank. He calls me all the time, and if he speaks in French to me, how would I understand? At the same time, if I speak to him in Tamil, how will he understand? That will impact the business, right? So that's the reason they have made English as a common language. So whenever he calls me, he speaks in French, and he speaks in English. And you know what? A lot of people think, a lot of Indians, they think all the white people are English people. They speak English. It's not like that. Only Americans and British people speak English. The Europeans, their English actually sucks. Do you know that? I've spoken to a lot of European people. They speak English like hell. This guy, the Frank guy I told you, right? He speaks English like French. He calls me, hey Rama, how is it, how are you doing? I was like, dude, can you tell me a little bit slow? I'm not able to understand you. And he will think, oh, Rama, you have to learn English. Something like that he will say. I was like, Ada Pavi. I am speaking with Americans and they say my English is good. You're complaining about my English. Fuck you. No, I won't tell this. I will keep this thing in my mind. So this is how it works. So that's why I'm telling you, you should focus on English for at least 10 to 20 minutes every day. You practice at least 20 to 20 minutes. You know, by the time you complete 6 months of time, you will be able to speak very neat, clear, proper English.